Welcome back. You're watching us here on Chartbusters, the online B2B travel distribution platform. TBO Tek's near 1,500 crore IPO opens today for subscription. 400 crores is the fresh issue. We have Ankush and Gaurav Bhatnagar, who are both co-founders of the company, joining in to discuss their post-listing strategy. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining in, and welcome to the capital markets. 400 crores is the fresh issue that you guys are raising. Just a two-part question here. One is, what do you do with this money? You have acquisition plans here. What have you zeroed in on? And secondly, of the historical data that you've given us, it includes a couple of COVID years as well. So what is a steady state growth that we can expect for a company like yours?
So good morning, and thank you for inviting us. So I'll pick up the first question. I think the raise, what we are doing in primary is about 400 crores. And I think the three main objectives, what we want to put the money behind. One is obviously technology development, because we are a platform, and it's very, very important for us to keep innovating, and doing R&D to ensure that, we keep competition away, and, there's moats in the business, which is obviously created by technology. Second would be, for increasing our buyer base globally and also our supply, because I think that's something which is very, very important, because in a platform business, that's where the network effects kick in. And third is acquisitions, because acquisitions has been a theme for us. We have had 4 acquisitions in the past, 2 in India, 2 overseas. Going forward, absolutely, there are many opportunities which keep coming along. And we will look at them very seriously, both in India as well as in the global markets.
All right, got that. So that's about the use of the proceeds. I'm looking at a revenue trajectory, and you'll effectively have doubled your revenues, if I look at it from 2020 till 2024. Given that now you're going to be getting some money as well, focusing on growing at a faster clip, doubling of revenues every 3 years, do you think that's a possibility?
See, look, I think let's step back and look at how large the market is. And we operate in the global outbound travel space, right? So that space is very large. The global travel spend only on outbound travel is nearly $2 trillion. 1.5 billion overseas trips happened in 2019. Similar numbers this year.
Yeah.
So if you look at that number, right, more than India's population just travels overseas, right? So out of a $2 trillion spend, we are sitting at about 23,000 crores, so about $3 billion out of that spend, right? So the room to growth is immense. Right, like Ankush talked about network effects in our business. Hopefully they kick in, and as we add more buyers and suppliers on the platform, our hope is that the transaction and the GMV grows faster.
Okay. So let's back calculate that. Revenues doubling in 4 years would give you close to around 20% CAGR. Maybe with all that you have, doubles in 3 years, it's 24%. So could we expect revenues to grow between 20 to 25% on a sustainable, stable basis?
So obviously we can't, project or forecast, but I can tell you how we think about growth. And from our perspective, the space that we operate in, historically, this space itself has grown 6-7% on a very large base, right? Okay. So the 1.5 billion, if you add 6%, 7% on top of it, 100 million new trips will get added on top of it. Our business rides on that global, demand, right? So we're not India, just India centric, right? We operate across more than 100 countries.
Yeah.
So if we look at what we've been doing in the past, there is room to continue to do that in the future as well. It's not that the headroom for growth is over, or that we'll start hitting market limitations, right? That's the way we think of it. Obviously, what the actual numbers are going to be, only time can tell.
And maybe we'll push you on that post-listing. But for the time being, 30% of your money comes in from MENA region, right?
Yes.
Any impact of this Israel-Iran conflict that we've seen on the business?
So we did see some short-term effect, when the war just started. But I think after 3 months, I think things have settled down. Numbers are coming back, and I think travel is something which has short memory, right? And we have experienced this in the past many times. People move on, and I think travel is something which is today just not a luxury anymore. I think everybody wants to, live life, make memories. So I think we are almost back at the same numbers.
I don't think it's optional any longer. I think it's compulsory,
So let's talk about a couple of risks in your business. What you typically do is, take the supply from airlines and hotels and give it to, the travel agents. So it's B2B travel platform. Big risk is that, all these OTAs or all these brokers can bypass you and go to the suppliers directly. That's point number one. The second risk is, if someone comes in a business like yours, your take rates go down. So give us an outlook on how you mitigate this risk. And secondly, the outlook on take rates and mix. How much comes in from airlines? How much comes in from hotels going forward?
So I will answer about the take rates. So our 2 main businesses which create revenues for us is airlines and hotels.
Yes.
Airline obviously is a low margin business.
Yeah.
But as a B2B, as an intermediary, we get 2.6% as a take rate commission, which comes from the airline. And typically our gross margin Our net retention margin is about 1.3, 1.4%, and the balance is given back to the travel agents. On the hotel, it's a little different. There is no commission. We generally get a rate which we mark it up. Our take rates are about 8%, and our net retention margin is 5.5, which is something which is our bottom line. And therefore, if you see, the business in the last few years have actually skewed towards the hotel business, and therefore our profitability is much more healthier because obviously for obvious reasons as hotels is a higher margin business.
Okay, all right, gentlemen. It's a short but effective chat. We've given our viewers a sense about the company. We look forward to chatting up with you all post the IPO. For the time being, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Post-listing, we'll have longer conversations.
Thank you so much.
This one's just a tease. Post the IPO, there'll be a bit of a squeeze. We'll try and squeeze out a few more numbers.
Look forward.
Thanks,
Look forward. Thank you so
gentlemen.
much. Thank you.
We are ready for it.